Well, hello again. Darwin Conley, Director of Agent Performance and Development. So, the tough part begins. Welcome to this one on making contact. It's an introduction to making contact and talking to your sphere of influence. So, a few things we're going to hit on in regards to the basics. One is, what's the simple track and process of talking to people? How do we communicate with people? How do we make, or if you will, how do we make the calls, the process of making calls, regardless of who it is we're talking to? And then we'll finish with a quick look at what do we say to our sphere of influence. Here we go. First off, just obviously there's no notes to be able to take in a particular book. So write down what you want. You're going to learn all of this as you continue to go through the full developmental program. Let's talk first about how humans communicate. What we know is it's in regards to the words that they use, it is how they say them or the tonality, and then their physiology. What is all of this saying as they're communicating? And as simple as smile. All of those are in place. Here's how it breaks down. Now, this is one study, but all of them are going to be fairly close. The words that we use are 7% of communication. Yet, if, say, all of the aircraft and what holds it together, the rivets, the screws, the bolts, the nuts, was 7% of the aircraft. Anybody want to fly an aircraft without them? So it's only 7%, but let's not eliminate those. Those are hugely important. How we say them. I'm happy to be here. Now, those are great words. Make sure that we've got the right tonality to go with it, because it could come across as, I'm happy to be here. You guys know what I'm saying. Make sure it all falls, because your physiology going along with that, as you can see. So tonality, 38% of communication is how we say it. But if we don't have that tonality with the right words, or if we don't have the physiology making or sending a congruent message that you really are happy to be here, you lose all credibility. So, the words we use, the tonality, the physiology, how you stand, how you walk, the energy that you've got, matching and mirroring, there's so much that you've got that you can learn from this. Here's one that you're going to hear a lot, and it's called the response pattern. The response pattern in simplicity is this: repeat, acknowledge, ask another question. Repeat, acknowledge, ask another question. By the way, it could be acknowledge, repeat, ask another question. You simply repeat what they say. Acknowledgement could be a grunt. Oh, okay, hey, that makes sense. I can appreciate that. All of those acknowledging. Asking another question. If you say, where are you going next? They say, Texas. Oh, Texas? What part of Texas you going to? Well, we're going to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Oh, no kidding. What's taking you there? It's a simple thing. We just got to have a sincere interest in what the people are saying and the conversation we're having with them. Now, we talk about the words only being 7%, but what's one of the things that you're already seeing? We need you to learn the words. How do you learn the words? Write them out. Type them out. Let it go from the fingers into the brain. And better yet, gosh, what if we actually read them out loud? What if we recorded them? Well, here's what I want you to do. How do I learn script like a pro, like a professional, like an actor would? Well, 1, read them out loud as fast as you can. 2, if you can, chant with a group. Go line by line. 3, speak the words with the body and tonality. Again, that'll develop later. Do group participation. Role play with other people. You'll build your skills with other people. Now, obviously that could be your mentor. Could be somebody else in the office. Could be your manager. Could be anyone. Could be your spouse or significant other. Now, as far as role playing, if you don't like it, call it skill building exercises. But stand up, smile, be energetic. It's easier to be energetic when you're standing. Matter of fact, whenever you're using the phone, stand. Speak with your whole body. Let everybody know what you're doing. And then just, for now, guys, go word for word. But there's something we're going to do a little bit different as we talk about your sphere of influence. So there's a very simple process that we follow. And that's what I call the formula for making contacts. Doesn't matter if it's a FSBO, an expired, for sale by owner, by the way. Expired, those people that were on the market, listed with a real estate broker, but it did not sell. Coming to open house, it doesn't matter who it is. This process is the same. So here's what it is. 1, it's the introduction. 2, reason for contact. 3, identification. Prospect, not a prospect. 4, ask for a referral. Who do you know? Lastly, 5, close for the business. Or simply close the call. Now, closing, that's another setup. Closing is a process, not a point in time. We'll teach you more about that later. But for now, it's a real simple thing. There's a basic introduction. How would you introduce yourself? Matter of fact, we're calling and talking to our sphere of influence here shortly. I want you to think of an individual, first person that comes to mind. What are you going to say to them to say, hey, it's me? And it could be as simple as that. What's your rapport with the individual you're calling? Is it somebody you haven't talked to in a while? If it's that, hey, Bill, it's Darwin. I know it's been a while, but I just wanted to call for a couple of reasons. In one, I wanted to catch up, and maybe it's I wanted to apologize, which, oh, gee, there's a reason for the contact. So, Bill, I'm calling for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to apologize because it's been so long since I've talked to you, and I think it's a good time to catch up. Did I get you at a good time? What's been, what are you doing for work? Get to know them, find out, catch up. At some point, you transition over. Well, listen, I wanted to catch up on the other part, which is, I'm in real estate now. You might ask, did you get my letter? Doesn't matter if they did or not, right? Well, it was just letting you know that I got into real estate, that I'd be calling and touching base with you. So listen, I'm calling because I need your help. I'm building my business right now, and I'm just wondering, who do you know, don't say that differently, who do you know that might need to buy or sell real estate? Well, how about you? Have you had any thought of buying or selling real estate? So guys, here's the key. You're going to call somebody. How would you introduce yourself to them? You wouldn't go to your best friend, hey Paul, this is Darwin Conley with Coldwell Banker Professionals, or with Century 21 Town and Country, or with Century 21 Sackmar. He knows that. I go, Paulie, It's Darwin. And the conversation is going to go where it goes. But at some point, hey, bud, I'm calling because I'm working right now, so I need your help. I'm building my business. Who do you know? Hey, how long you guys been in your house? Now, I know. I'm going to ask. You guys any thought of selling? Now, if you see that person all the time, you're not going to ask that. Most of the time, it's simply going to be, who do you know? Bottom line, have conversations. Close the conversation, move on to the next one, or close for the information because they gave you a lead. All right? So, guys, here's the thing. We gave you a script. We know that what you've got is a conversation. Have a conversation. Ask them if they need to buy or sell. Ask them who they know that needs to buy or sell. And I'll give you one other little thing here. You got scripts. They're pretty simple. Follow them. Put your own things into it. But make sure you ask, are they a prospect? Who do you know that's a prospect? Simple flow, well, there's an acronym. FORE, F-O-R-E. Family, occupation, real estate. Talk about family, talk about occupation, which typically leads them to ask you, what are you up to now? Or, you've been in the business for a while, guess what they ask? How's real estate? Share it with them. Guys, pick up the phone. You've got 10 days of calling and talking to everybody that you know. If you want that listing, if you want that buyer agency contract within your first 30 days here, you'll talk to everybody. The sphere of influence is the rock upon which you'll build your business. Don't fail yourself now. Pick up that phone 10% a day for the next 10 days. Nobody else is important. Have a great one. Let me know your successes.